The most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic real world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $100,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
Premier Racing Setups is the longest running setup shop on iRacing. Our monthly subscription options start as low as $20 a month. We offer setups for dirt oval, asphalt oval, and road racing, covering a wide range of cars and skill levels. Built and tested by top-tier sim racers, this isn't just a business, it's a community of competitive drivers. If you want to better your iRacing experience, head over to PremierRacingSetups.com today. And remember, if you don't get one, you're going to chase one.
Well, hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Turn 3 Racing Network. Thank you very much for being with me here tonight on a special night for many reasons. One of them being we are here for our championship race. 4 championship contenders will go at it here at Talladega. And let's get right into it. Zach Fritsch, one of our championship contenders out there qualifying. He will battle along with Nate Warren in the 16, the 33 of Jeff Crosby Jr., and Anthony English will be out there in the 44. Those are our championship 4 drivers. And as qualifying is underway, Nate Warren, the first one to put a time on the board at a 52.15. Zach Fritsch coming to the line, the old 12. See what he has in store. And Zach Fritsch going to post a time at the top of the board with a 52.04. Anthony English rolling around trying to get up to speed. And Jeff Crosby Jr. off of turn number 4 coming onto the front stretch, the 33. Trying to post a time better than 51.96 by Adam Kilday, 51.95 by Sanchez, and Jeff Crosby Jr. in the 33. Only good enough for third. Only good enough for third, but he so far has beaten all of his championship contenders. Anthony English, the only one left as he begins his timed lap here in qualifying. So it is the final race of the season, and it will be my final broadcasted race as well, as I step away to get ready for my summer season of racing. Anthony English trying to beat a 51.95. He makes his way down the backstretch and into turn number 3. 16 drivers have posted a qualifying time. Nick Wing, Anthony English. Only 2 drivers on the track. It look like they might post a qualifying time. Everyone else going to start from pit road. And Anthony English in the 44. Going to end up in third. He beats out Jeff Crosby, but both drivers will be in the second row. That will put 3 of our championship contenders in the top 10 for qualifying. So with that being said, let's step away for the national anthem. We'll be back with tonight's starting lineup.
We take you down onto the track for our opening ceremonies. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise. Please remove your hats.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous flight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
All right, our drivers are taking to the grid. 24 drivers have signed up for the racing here tonight. Just 2 more drivers to get on the grid and we will begin rolling out. So let's start right in with our lineup for this one here tonight. On the front row with a quick time of 51.957, that is the 5 of Rick Sanchez. To his outside, Monday night's 3-time champion 3 times in a row, the 85 of Adam Kilday. Row number 2 going to be made up of our first championship contender, that is the 44 of Anthony English. To the outside, our second championship contender, that is the 33 of Jeff Crosby Jr. Row number 3, Eric Laurie in the 071. Got to have a nice long conversation with Eric Laurie before the racing started here tonight. Thank you, Eric, for coming up and wishing me well, and I hope you have a good race here tonight. The 14, our race patron here tonight, Vicente Guerrero on the outside of row number 3. Row 4, our third championship contender, that is the 12 of Zach Fritsch, and to his outside in a beautifully colored number 15, brand new paint scheme, at least one I haven't seen, and so I really like it. That is the 15 of Jeff Crosby Sr. Harold Rothery in the 6, Casey Gilchrist in the 29 will make up row number 5. Row 6, Dave Hunt in the 53 and Everett Lane in the 24. Row number 7, Ron Walters in the 10 and the 43 of Dana Shepard. And our fourth final championship contender in row number 8, that is the 16 of Nate Warren. 748 of Nick Wing on the outside of row 8. Row number 9, Derek Donna in the 215 and Jerry Bergeron in the 1. Row number 10, Zach Workman in the 19, the 04 of Mark Mann. Row 11 will be Chris Jordan and Andy Brigante. Lynn McNeese and John Guerrero will make up row number 12. Mixmaster PJ chiming in. How you doing, Mixmaster? Old Peter DeBorgia. Good to hear from you. Thank you very much for stopping by, Pete. Wish you were out on the track or in the booth with me. Either one, glad to have you on board. As the pace car gets ready to head for pit road, Rick Sanchez, Adam Kilday have control of this field. Here we go for the first time Race is officially underway as the green flag is out, and we will storm off into turn number 1. Championship race underway. So far, everyone looking like they are content where they're at. No big moves just yet. Side-by-side racing action off of turn number 2, and there we go. Already Rick Sanchez making that car wide, sliding up in front of the 85 of Adam Kilday, but that is going to give an opening to the 44 of Anthony English. He will charge to the front. Could he be our first championship contender to lead a lap? The 44 side by side with a healthy shove from the 071 of Eric Loria. Here they come to the line. The 44, I don't know, that one was too close to call. I can't tell if it was Sanchez or English, but we'll give it to Sanchez, and we'll let Anthony English try again. We'll give that one to Sanchez for sure. The 5 getting after it. Down the back stretch, all 24 drivers are out there. No one started from the pits. No one missed the call to the grid. 12 rows of 2. As I say that, we're going to try and jump up into the 3rd lane. That is the 78 of Chris Jordan up on the high side. Doesn't have any help. Going to slide back in behind the 215. Derek Donna. Lynn McNeese in the 84. Last car in this field, but only finding himself 1.4 seconds behind the race lead. So on board with the 84 of Lynn McNeese. Down the backstretch and into turn number 3. McNeese making a move to the outside of Andy Brigante. Doesn't stick with it. Tucks back in. Mark Mann in the 04. Batman on the hood of that race car. A lot of racing here to go. 70 laps are total planned distance as Chris Jordan in the 78 has new fast lap of the race, turning a 47.998. Might as well make that 48 flat, but the 78 early fast lap by him. As I was saying, a lot of racing to go. 70 laps is our planned distance. We will use green, white checkered attempts if we need to. First and only stage break coming at lap 35. As we get back into our starting positions, other than Derek Donna, right now, not a whole lot of people have been moving. Chris Jordan in the 78, only up 4 spots, being our biggest mover. And Derek Donna trying to gain some ground. Everett Lane in the 24, now trying a 3rd lane. Oh, Everett Lane side by side with the 15. Casey Gilchrist in the 29. Green, white, and blue race machine in the middle here. tucked in behind the 15. A lot of room at Talladega to be 3 wide. So inside on board as the 15 going to get a shot by the 29. No press to 14 of Vicente Guerrero just ahead of Crosby Sr. So far, a very calm opening 7 laps. Not a whole lot of drivers shaking and baking. Nobody trying to mix it up just yet. Everyone going to try and run to about lap 18 or so. Cover off the fuel for the second fuel stint to the end of the stage. Although stage points aren't going to matter a whole lot here tonight. Might matter to 1 or 2 drivers, but for the most part, everyone kind of locked in where they're at. Or they will gain a position because the driver in front of them was not here tonight. Really, the championship 4 are the ones that are out here with a whole lot to gain, and they don't even get stage points. It don't matter to them. It's all about the finishing order here tonight. The 5 of Rick Sanchez and the 85 of Adam Kilday. Continue to cycle around Everett Lane. In the 24, starting to get some help in the 3rd lane, as Mark Mann has the new fast lap of the race at a 47.86. Mark Mann finding himself in 21st, but showing that the pace is still out there, still being pace hasn't slowed down. They really haven't settled in. They're pushing hard still. There we go. I knew I'd spit it out. Dana Shepard in the 43 pushing on the back bumper of Everett Lane. Derek Donna slicing down in front of Ron Walters. Aggressive move there, but plenty of space to do it. As we're down the backstretch here on lap 11, Adam Kilday surging out ahead just a little bit, but Sanchez going to fight right back. The ebb and flow of these cars, or these lanes. Inside lane, the dominant lane through the corner. The second lane, the dominant lane down the backstretch. Inside line really starting to grow. A lot of drivers tucking in where they can. Chris Jordan in the 78 falls in behind the 84, Lynn McNeese. Nate Warren in the 16. Looks like he is going to try and gain a few spots before he hits pit road. Nate Warren says, you know what? 2 wide's not going to cut it for me. I'm going to go 3 wide. So Nate Warren all by himself in the 3rd lane. And Nate make anything with it. Casey Gilchrist looks like going to allow Nate into the spot there in the 16, gaining some ground. Got him about 7 or 8 spots right there. Got him a little bit of track position before we come down pit road for the first time. As the battle side by side continues at the front of the field, Lynn McNeese still hanging out at the back. Very conservative drivers hanging out at the back. Mark Mann, one of those. 84, Lynn McNeese, another. Keep your eye on them. They will find a way to the front of the field when it matters. (15) of Jeff Crosby Sr. on the outside of Eric Laurie in the 071 as they go off into turn number 3. That red, white, and blue number 15 looking very sharp. I'm pretty sure he's worn that paint scheme before, but off the top of my head, I couldn't recall when it was. I know I've seen it before. You know, what stinks is all these races start to kind of blend together. You have your moments that stand out, but a lot of laps watched, a lot of racing talked about, a lot of good times had. No regrets, that's all I gotta say. I've enjoyed every moment of it, but I look forward to the next part of my year. Gonna go racing with my son, and my wife will go with us. It's all family affair as green flag pit stops are starting. Couple big brake lockups. Hilde aggressive into the grass, and that might be a penalty for the 85. He looked a little fast getting onto pit road. So one of our race leaders could be in trouble. Anthony English in the 44 and the 33 of Jeff Crosby Jr. running nose to tail. Zach Fritsch right there as well. And here comes our next group as Nick Wing, hard impact into the inside wall. Nick Wing coming off of turn number 2, gonna impact the inside wall. Heavy damage on the left front. Jeff Crosby Jr. in the 33 pointed the wrong direction, and he has massive damage as well. We'll back that up and see what has happened to one of our championship contenders, as the 85 of Andy Brigante did get slapped with a 40-second hold in his pit box. But a self-imposed penalty on the 33. Let's see what happened to the 33 here. Jeff Crosby Jr. Wow, got into the 44 of Anthony English and clobbered by several other drivers as they tried to get by. Anthony English in the 44, long pit stop for him. He got caught with a 40-second penalty. Zach Workman got caught with a penalty as well. Somehow the 33 did not get a penalty, but he is out there running around all by himself with some damage on that race car. Not doing a good job at keeping pace. So trouble for two of our four championship contenders here early on. '44 of Anthony English getting out into the race. He's about to go a lap down. Green flag pit stops done and over with. Once again, green flag pit stops have found a way to stretch the field, and big hit by Sanchez to Anthony English. That put Eric Laurie hard into the outside wall. And man, was that a heavy impact. On the 44, Harold Rothery going to take over the race lead. Anthony English looked like maybe he's going to be the big benefactor from that. Don't see a whole lot of damage on his back bumper. And he gets to stay on the lead lap. So Sanchez came flying in, drilled the back bumper of the 44. Chaos ensued, no yellow flag. And Anthony English gets to stay as the last car on the lead lap. Jeff Crosby Sr. in the 15 is pulled on to pit road. So too has the 071 of Eric Laurie. They were heavy impacts in that incident right there. Not what I went. Not what I wanted. Let's see if I can find what happened to Jeff Crosby Sr. behind the wall. And I got nothing. So the 15 is behind the wall. Could be our first early exit. See if he's going to try and get back out there, but Jeff Crosby Sr. currently scored last, 24th spot in this race. Everett Lane in the 24, trying to wrestle the 44 of Anthony English down a lap, but English not giving that up, and Anthony English going to drop down below the yellow line. So the 44 will go a lap down. We'll join Andy Rigante, Zach Workman, and Eric Laurie as one lap down, but the 44 has a healthy 2-second gap over the 13 of Brigante. So English right now in the free pass spot. Everett Lane in the 24. Out in front with Jerry Bergeron in second, third, Harold Rothery, and fourth going to Rick Sanchez. Nate Warren, our first championship contender, finding himself in fifth place. Zach Fritsch in this second group. Fritchie running around in ninth. Nate Warren leads our championship contenders. Fritsch is second. Third right now is Jeff Crosby Jr. in the 33, and Anthony English in the 44, running fourth amongst our championship contenders. English 1 lap down. Crosby Jr. in danger of going a lap down as well. He is cycling around underpowered. It looks like he is going to get swallowed up here before too long by the pack. You see the damage on the left front slowing him down. Looking out the back, you can see the field coming off of turn number 4 as the 33 goes into the tri-oval. Rick Sanchez in the 5, showing what a strong car he has here tonight. Started on the front row and now is battling his way back into the race lead. Dave Hunt in the 53, sitting in second. The 13 of Andy Rigante is now the first car 1 lap down. So Sanchez trying to put the 13 of Andy Rigante a lap down. Anthony English right now cheering big time for the 13. Is Eric W chiming in? How you doing, Eric? The 5 of Sanchez is out in front. The 13 of Andy Rigante, last car on the lead lap, or the first car 1 lap down, depending on his relation to the 5. And there you go, the 5 slicing down in front of Rigante, and that will put him 1 lap down. Nate Warren in the 16, championship contender and leading of the championship 4. Anthony English in the 44 and the 33 of Jeff Crosby Jr. in this lead pack as well. But English and Jr. 1 lap down. Nate Warren and Zach Fritsch, the only other 2 championship contenders, but they are both on the lead lap. Nate Warren in the lead pack, Zach Fritsch in this lead pack as well. So the 12 not letting the 16 get too far away, but man, how this championship battle has taken a turn very early on. Final handful of laps in our stage. We've been clean and green so far. Well, clean is a relative term. We have been racing without a caution since the drop of the green flag. Do want to point out that the 15 of Jeff Crosby Sr. has rejoined the race. He's 5 laps down. $18 drivers on the lead lap right now. As we're creeping up on our first stage break and our first scheduled yellow flag. Mark Mann leading a second group of drivers. Mark Mann almost 11 seconds behind the race lead. As the 78 of Chris Jordan, the 215 of Derek Donna, the 84 of Lynn McNeese right there behind him. This group single file. They are cycling around quite a bit slower than Rick Sanchez. So these guys losing ground to the lead pack. And several cars peeling off for pit road before it closes. Zach Fritsch, Nate Warren in that group. They are on the pit lane. Zach Fritsch, Nate Warren, Jeff Crosby Jr. Pit stops here as the stage does not matter. So they're going to try and flip it here. Everyone else will come down pit road once the yellow flag comes out. So track position being played. And Nate Warren going to be our first contender off of pit road. Nate Warren, Zach Fritsch down and away. Jeff Crosby Jr. in the 33 still battling from 1 lap down as the 53 and the 13 do not come down pit road. They are going to stay out. And we're going to see, I believe, the 53 going to ride this out to the end of the stage. It looks like Ron Walters, John Guerrero, and Vicente Guerrero are going to cycle around as well. Throw in Nick Wing. Everyone else going to hit pit road. The 53 going to tuck in behind the 13. That will put Andy Regante back on the lead lap. And Brigante gonna peel off for pit road. Maybe these drivers just didn't have enough fuel in the 53. We know he is great at saving fuel. He has one more lap to go here in stage number 1. Dave Hunt last on pit road on lap 18. Tucked in behind Lynn McNeese. McNeese in 13th spot. And if the 53 can pull this off, he will have almost half the field trapped 1 lap down. And the 53 gonna peel off for pit road. So coming to the end of the stage, Dave Hunt doesn't have enough fuel to make it. Ron Walters, John Guerrero, we'll see what they have left in the tank. Are they going to be able to make it to the flag? Dave Hunt on pit road. Here comes the 10 and the 59. And give the stage to Ron Walters. Ron Walters wins the stage. John Guerrero second. Everyone else kind of having to hit pit road, and it has jumbled up this field even more as the rest of our contenders come across the start-finish line. Mark Mann in 10th place. Thought that would trigger the caution, but there we go. We got it out now, the end of the stage, but give it to the 10 of Ron Walters. Now, Walters does have to make it to pit road under his own power. Otherwise, the stage win does not count. John Guerrero, same situation, and it looks like they are going to enter a closed pit. John Guerrero and Ron Walters, I don't believe they're going to be allowed to win the stage. I'm not quite sure who. Wow. What a gamble to try and win a stage here. And it has thrown everything into quite the mix. Looks like the 44 of Anthony English happened to be in front of 16 and Nate Warren. Nope, looks like the 44 is now going to have to slow down. We'll tuck in behind the pace car, but as things stand right now, I don't think anyone here knows who's supposed to be up front. Well, that being said, if they don't know who's supposed to be up front, I don't know who won the stage. Dave Hunt in the 53 tucks in behind the pace car, effectively putting the 44 back a lap down. And I believe Anthony English should get the free pass, and he stays out, so Anthony English will get the free pass. That will put him back on the lead lap. Jeff Crosby Jr., who made a pit stop, will stay behind the pace car. I believe he will try and get the wave around. No, Dana Shepard gets the free pass. Wow. Okay. So Dana Shepard with the free pass. Anthony English, Jeff Crosby Jr. still trapped one lap down. The first one off of pit road is the 12 of Zach Fritsch. I don't know anymore. I don't know. You know what? This yellow flag has been absurdity. This sequence of events has been quite silly. Okay, let's see if we can figure this out. Looks like things have settled down. So the pace car has two cars trapped between it and our race leader, the 12 of Zach Fritsch. 44, the 33, looking to get the free pass here. Take a look at it now, ladies and gentlemen. Our championship four are the first four cars in line, but not the first four cars in the running order. And so they separate. You can see different strategies playing out. English and Crosby Jr. will get back on the lead lap. Lights go out on the pace car. Field gonna stack up 2 by 2. And so that now puts all 4 championship contenders back on the lead lap. It does appear that the 33 has used, maybe he has not used a fast repair. Let's see if we can't get a shot of the 30. Yeah, the 33 still has the damage on his race car. Crosby Jr. going to try and hold that fast repair in his back pocket for as long as possible. So these guys going to catch up to the back of the field. Our race leader now officially is the 78. Give it 2 seconds. It might change because holy cow, I have no idea what has been going on in this yellow flag stage ending break. It looks like the 78 and the 53 on the front row for the restart. Everyone else, well, Jerry Bergeron did not come back down pit road to top off, but the 16 on back, they hit pit road, they topped off their fuel tanks, and so they will serve a penalty by going to the end of the longest line. Derek Donna gonna join up with them as well. He did not make a pit stop. He is in his starting position finally. So Chris Jordan, Dave Hunt gonna bring this field to the green flag for the second half of our race tonight. The 53 surging right ahead. Dave Hunt knows how to get it done around the super speedway. Down the back stretch as we work lap 40 in our 70th lap race. Wow, what a wild from lap 35 to lap 40. I had no idea what was going on. That was absolutely phenomenal. So many strategy calls coming into play. So many drivers gambling. It was wild. Either way, we have got the green flag back out. We have got things settled in. And now we go around at breakneck speed. 192 miles an hour through the corner, about 195 to 197 down the backstretch. Nick Wing in the 21, who took a hard hit on the inside wall in our first round of pit stops. Earned a fast repair and now making the most of it. So Nick Wing in the 21. Out in front for the first time. Zach Workman in the 19. Last car on the lead lap. Workman trying to stay in front of the leaders. Will need help from a yellow to get back into this race, but he is in this lead pack. He is out in front and he is currently scored as the last car on the lead lap. Here comes Derek Donna in the 215 trying to lead the race. Adam Kilday in the 85 says, nay, nay, let me use the third lane. And Adam Kilday to the point. And Adam drops down to the middle, but not all the way down. The Workman still has a shot here. He will battle back on the inside of the 85. Zach Fritsch in the 12 dropped to the tail of this field. And it does look like when the 59 of John Guerrero ran out of fuel coming to the end of the stage, whatever has happened, that car has gone behind the wall. So an early exit for the 59. Eric Laurie in the 071. Now in the third lane with Andy Brigante as Nate Warren slides down. .33 of Crosby Jr. looks like he's been able to keep pace now. As long as he has someone behind him, he'll probably be okay. Never want to see damage on the front end of your race car here to Super Speedway as Mark Mann in the 04 peeling off for pit road along with Rick Sanchez and the 44 of Anthony English. So another round of green flag pit stops. 5, 04, and 44 onto pit road. Everett Lane's now our race leader. Kilday. Several cars into the wall. Heavy impacts as they are smacking that outside wall. And for the first time tonight, we have the yellow flag for incident on the speedway. And Derek Donna unable to drive away. The yellow flag coming out with some heavy impacts in the corner. Let's see what happened here. 85 looked like he washed up just a little bit. Nate Warren involved in this one. Nate Warren able to drive away. So yellow flag comes out. Drivers on pit road looking like they made the right call. Made that pit stop. Everyone else is going to come down pit road. And just like that, the 44 of Anthony English going to end up in the front of the field. Talk about coming back from adversity. Eric Laurie does lead the field on the pit road. Well, I'll tell you what, Sanchez, English, and Mark Mann are coming back down pit road. Not for sure they'd want to stay out, but the chance to top off the fuel tank looking pretty good to them. Splash of gas, and then they are down and away. Eric Laurie already leaving. Chris Jordan did not stop in his box. Eric Laurie winning the race off of pit road. Everett Lane in the 24. A close second. All right, this time around, the lights should go out on the pace car. Everyone trying to top off their fuel tanks. Get that last little bit in the tank. That will give the race lead to the 43 of Dana Shepard. Zach Workman gets the release to drive around the pace car. And we're going to stack them up 2 by 2. All right, side by side, the field is lined up. Front row going to be the 43 of Dana Shepard, the 53 of Dave Hunt. Then it's Jerry Bergeron and the 16 of Nate Warren. Casey Gilchrist and Vicente Guerrero going to round out row number 3. Championship contender Nate Warren is in the row 2. Towards the middle, that is the 12 of Zach Fritsch. Anthony English just a little bit behind him. And Jeff Crosby Jr. in the 33, further back still. We have 4 championship contenders in this one. It's not done and over yet. We get the green flag back out, and we'll take it with 22 laps to go in this race. One more pit stop is on the cards for this field. It's a 53 of Dave Hunt. Pulls out ahead. The 16 and Nate Warren says, thank you very much. That will drop down to the bottom, and Nate Warren going to try and lead this race. Nate Warren in the 16. So far, he has had himself just a stellar performance amongst the championship 4. Anthony English and Jeff Crosby Jr. still in this, but they have had to overcome a little bit of trouble. But the 16, his strategies seem to be keep that 16 out in front, be in front of all championship drivers at all times. So far, his plan is working. Vicente Guerrero in the 14 pulls out the race lead. Into turn number 1 they go. Jerry Bergeron drops down to the inside with the 14. 215 of Derek Donna. First car, 1 lap down. Waiting for some help to get to his back bumper. A little bit of 3-wide racing action. The 24 of Everett Lane trying to make some noise up in the 3rd lane. Doesn't have a whole lot of help with him just yet. The 19 of Zach Workman took the wave around and is already up into 11th. So Workman wasting no time here in just a handful of laps since the drop of the green flag. And he is moving towards the top 10. Andy Brigante in the 13 has the new fast lap of the race, turning a 47.789. So Andy Brigante, the owner of the fastest lap of the race. Brigante 1 lap down in 20th spot. Jeff Crosby Jr. in the 33 making a move. And so Crosby Jr. goes to the point, not only of the championship contenders, but of the middle lane. He will be looking to try and lead this race. Vicente Guerrero in the 14, not going to give up the race lead very easily, but we go down the backstretch side by side. Multiple drivers turning their best lap of the race, so business picking up out there as we're coming around on next time by will be 18 laps to go. Fuel window will open to make it to the end of our regular distance, but drivers going to try and ride out just a little bit more, cover off a green-white checkered attempt or two. Guerrero moves up into the second lane. Jerry Bergeron stays down on the bottom. Bergeron looking to lead a lap now as the 1 protects the yellow line. The 14 of Vicente Guerrero in the middle lane. As they come around, 17 laps to go in this one. A lot of times drivers will hit pit road with 15 laps to go. It'll be about the first time we see drivers come down pit lane. But with the way that things have gone so far in this race, I couldn't tell you when they are going to hit pit road and be happy about it. Workman continuing his charge to the front of the field, but Workman up into the wall here. That's going to break his momentum. He was charging to the front, almost inside the top 5. Brushes the wall, loses all that ground, and now the 15 going to pick him up. And Workman slots down onto the yellow line. Big change of events in just a matter of seconds for the 19. But he's still out there. He's still racing. He's still got another shot to mount a charge down in this way. Everett Lane in the 24. Hauling it in the 3rd lane. Everett Lane. And the 6, Harold Rothery. Rothery in 20th, 1 lap down. Andy Brigante in 21st. Those two battling to be the first car 1 lap down as they run nose to tail. Right now we have 19 cars on the lead lap. The last car on the lead lap is the 84 of Lynn McNeese. 04 of Mark Mann behind him, and here they go with 15 laps to go. Our first round of green flag pit stops is underway, or our first group on this round of green flag pit stops. There we go. Words are hard. Okay, don't let anyone fool you. Words are hard. Vicente Guerrero in the 14. has the race lead. When will this group? Oh, we got trouble. 2, 3, 4 cars are going around. Yellow flag comes out. Eric Laurie involved in the 071. Chris Jordan. Jeff Crosby Sr. So a big one happening off of turn number 4. Several drivers were coming to pit road. Anthony English having to pick his way through that one very carefully. Take a look here. I might have backed this up just a little too much. I apologize, but we'll get there sooner or later. So there you have it. Clear shot of what triggered that one. Vicente Guerrero on the 14 going to lead the field that has not pitted yet on the pit road. Nate Warren in the 16 going to inherit the race lead. Zach Fritsch going to pull up right behind him in the 12. Harold Rothery. It's wave around the pace car. But once again, the drivers who hit pit road first coming out smelling like roses. All right, we're gonna get this one fired off here in just a moment. Lights should go out on the pace car this time. And the field is gonna get stacked up 2 by 2. So Nate Warren and Zach Fritsch going to restart on the front row. Two championship contenders side by side. Anthony English in the 44, kind of mid-pack here, along with the 33 of Jeff Crosby Jr. Field off turn number 4. Pace car going to hit pit road. And we are going to really try and settle this one out. Here we go. Green flag back out. Side by side into turn 1, 10 laps to go in the season. Richie in the 12. Has some help in the second lane with the 84 of Lynn McNeese. Rick Sanchez in the 5. He don't care about these guys' championship. He just wants to win the race. So Zach Fritsch in the 12, sliding down in front of the 16. Good move there to block off your championship contender. But now that leaves the 33 and the 44 in the outside lane. What's going to happen here is all 4 championship contenders are starting to make their way to the front. 9 laps left in this one. Zach Fritsch trying to make that race car very wide, but what do you do? How do you defend 3 lanes? Because that third lane has 2 contenders. The bottom lane has 1 contender, and you have to be stuck in the middle now. Here comes a 5 of Rick Sanchez. Sanchez says, yeah, you all do your thing. I am still going to win this race. Oh, Zach Fritsch hard into the outside wall. More trouble behind them. The yellow flag is going to come out. Nate Warren. Looks like maybe he is going to escape trouble-free. The 44 of Anthony English, a little bit of damage on his race car. But Jeff Crosby Jr. and Zach Fritsch caught up in this one. And big damage on the 12. Almost there. Looks like just trouble coming off of the corner. I'm not for certain, but I do believe the 33 had just used his fast repair. But we will find out, because the 33 has some pretty extensive damage. Zach Fritsch in the 12 not made it onto pit road yet. Trying to do everything he can to avoid having to have assistance to his pit box. And just like that, fortunes have changed in the championship battle. Long pit stop for the 33 of Jeff Crosby Jr. That does not bode well for him. I would imagine that he does not have that fast repair available to him to use anymore. So Crosby Jr. going to have to try and finish this race in a torn up race car. Check in on the 12 of Zach Fritsch. He did have a fast repair available. He has used that. That engine no longer puffing smoke out the back. Although he will start a little deeper in the field than he would have liked to. He is still able to be out there, so that's half the battle. Nate Warren in the 16. Leads our 4 drivers, sits in 2nd place. Anthony English in the 44 sits in 8th, 2nd place in our championship order. So it has really been an up and down event for all of our championship contenders. Even the 16 has been involved in a little bit of a dust up here and there. Lights go out on the pace car. Sanchez and Warren going to be side by side for this restart. Row number 2 for the restart. Lynn McNeese in the 84 and the 53 of Dave Hunt. And row number 3, the 14 of Vicente Guerrero and the 1 of Jerry Bergeron. Nate Warren going to have 4 laps to go when the green flag comes out. That's just 4 more times around to keep the 44 and the 12 behind him. The 33 not looking so good. Jeff Crosby Jr. trying to get back out there, but a lot of damage on that race car. He is going to be struggling to keep up with the pack once again. pace car ahead for pit road, and that is going to leave the field in control by Rick Sanchez and Nate Warren. As here we go, green flag is back out, and we are underway once again. Sanchez gets a good start. The 84 going to give him a healthy shove in the shorts right there. But the 53 and the 16 not giving up just yet as they challenge right back, hugging that yellow line. Okay, we're going to try and slide up to the second lane. Use the momentum of the second lane down the straightaway. Not a bad call to have to try and do that, but the 53 of Dave Hunt cuts off that access to the yellow line. So now the 16 covering the 44 off. The 12 still in the mix. Where's he gonna go? All championship contenders up on the high side for the moment. Lynn McNeese gonna try and make a third lane happen. Zach Workman slicing and dicing, and Zach Fritsch. Anthony English trying a third lane, maybe even a fourth lane with the 44 of Anthony English. Here we go, 4 wide into the corner. Anthony English not giving up. We're blending back down into 3, and the 44 now has the third lane to himself, and the 14 going to take it away as he jumps up there. So the 14 leads the third lane. Now the 5 of Rick Sanchez jumps up there. Nate Warren in the 16. Hold on, buddy, you got a whole lot of company coming your way. Dave Hunt in the 53 is our race leader. We're going to get 2 to go this time around. I don't know, ladies and gentlemen. I don't think we're making it to the white flag, but it's possible. Here we go. The 16, a little bit of a wiggle through the corner, but holds on to it. Sanchez in the 5, in the third lane, trying to get that race win. He's not worried about championship points. He only wants the trophy. Here we go. Can we get to the white flag? It's going to be close as they come through the tri-oval. The 16 of Nate Warren out in front, and we get the white flag as there was turned in the tri-oval. Zach Workman, heavy impact into the outside wall. But here we go. Final lap of the season. One more time around. Zach Fritsch in the 12. Clean air in the third lane. What can he do with it? As Dave Hunt abandons Nate Warren, we got 2 into the wall down the backstretch. That is Nick Wing and I believe Everett Lane. Jerry Bergeron making a move. Championship drivers be damned. Here we go. Someone's going to win this race, and it looks to be like the 53 throwing his name in the hat. Zach Fritsch in the 12 leads our championship contenders, and here they come to the line. The 53, 44 is breaking out, but not in time. Zach Fritsch is going to win the championship and possibly the race. Timing and scoring, maybe not updating, but I have Zach Fritsch as our race winner. Either way, he is the championship winner. Anthony English bringing it home in 4th. Nate Warren in 8th. And Jeff Crosby Jr. in 19th spot. Holy cow. Let's go through our race results here, as Zach Fritsch is our race winner and championship winner as he celebrates on the front stretch. Dave Hunt 2nd, 3rd goes to Casey Gilchrist, Rick Sanchez in 4th, and Anthony English rounding out your top 5. 6th place goes to Jerry Bergeron, Mark Mann 7th, Nate Warren 8th, Adam Kilday 9th, Dana Shepard 10th, Chris Jordan 11th, Derek Donna 12th, 13th Lynn McNeese, Harold Rothery 14th, 15th Andy Brigante, Vicente Guerrero 16th. 17th is Everett Lane. 18th, Ron Walters. 19th, a very disappointed Jeff Crosby Jr. Nick Wing 20th. 21st, Zach Workman. Eric Laurie 22nd. Jeff Crosby Sr. 23rd. And 24th goes to John Guerrero. As the 12 of Zach Fritsch is celebrating not only his race win, but his championship win. Let's kick off our post-race interviews, and let's start with the driver of the 12. Zach, congratulations on the race win and on the championship.
Appreciate you, KR. Whew, man, that was what a freaking final of 2 laps. Holy bejeebers.
Man, I thought things were going to pick up and with 2 to go, but I was not prepared for what was getting ready to happen on the white flag lap.
Oh, I definitely wasn't either. I mean, I think coming with that 2 to go, I was in the 3rd lane, stuck in 9th or whatever. You know what I mean? I was thinking that I was going to have to go 4, and a little spot opens, and then I obviously took that spot and started going fast as I could. Luckily, I got my teammate Casey behind me. He did some heck of a push in those last 2 laps to get me all the way up there, up to the front. And then, I just rode the high side all the way. Typically, there's usually a bound or a wreck to happen to kill the high side, but this time it didn't. And man, like I said, I couldn't have done it without Casey. Definitely on that one.
Well, Casey stayed committed to your back bumper, shoving you to the front. Congratulations on a championship and congratulations on the win, man. Shout out, thank yous. Anything you'd like to say here?
Oh, yeah, of course. Shout out to you, KR. It's been a tremendous amount of years working with you. I know you're taking your step down 2.0, should we say, right? And, you already had a step down once, and then you came back,
Well,
but
when you get asked nicely.
Yeah. Oh, is that the case? Hey, just kidding. But I mean, enjoy your step down, and obviously your kid running in those sprint cars. Hope he does well, and so a huge shout out to you, KR. Definitely a huge member here of OP. So we appreciate you and everything that you've done for us, and most definitely. And then shout out to OP, all of its admins, all these drivers coming out to race, all the fans watching. Shout out to my wife for letting me do this. Shout out to my daughter. It's her birthday. How ironic is it that last Monday was the wife's birthday, and now this Wednesday championship is my daughter's birthday. It's kind of ironic.
Wow.
And, how they both had, it was both birthdays. So, but she once again told me, you better go win this or you're going to sleep on the couch again. So luckily I did. But yeah, I mean, like I said, shout out to everybody, all these drivers too, for sure. So yeah, appreciate you guys.
All right, that is the 12 of Zach Fritsch, our championship winner, our race winner. Zach, man, once again, congratulations.
Appreciate you, KR.
There you have it, ladies and gentlemen, our championship winner. Now let's move on to... well, I was going to interview Anthony English, but it looks like he has dipped out. Jeff Crosby Jr. has dipped out. And Nate Warren has dipped out. So I guess we'll just leave it with the 12. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. Another season in the books. What a final lap. Honored to be a part of that final lap as my final lap to call the race. Want to thank everybody from the bottom of my heart for all these years. It has been years, and it is impressive to say that, to say the least, because no way does anyone really ever put up with me that long. But I want to thank everybody for doing so. I've truly enjoyed it. Want to thank OP Racing from the very beginning till now. You guys have been stellar to work with, and I've never met a better group of drivers to call races for. So, guys, thank you for joining me in YouTube chat. all the times you have. And what could be the final time for a long time if I do get to return at all. We'll see. I don't know. I don't feel like it. It doesn't feel like it. Feels like this one's goodbye for real. So if that's the case. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for all the fun I've had. So until the next time I see you, y'all stay safe. Have a great night.
Premier Racing Setups is the longest running setup shop on iRacing. Our monthly subscription options start as low as $20 a month. We offer setups for dirt oval, asphalt oval, and road racing, covering a wide range of cars and skill levels. Built and tested by top-tier sim racers, this isn't just a business, it's a community of competitive drivers. If you want to better your iRacing experience, head over to PremierRacingSetups.com today. And remember, if you don't get one, you're going to chase one.